Barber of the athletes. Look at this. Oh my gosh. What am I stepping into here?
Yeah, you know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
So these are all the clients who I've cut throughout the years.
Oh my gosh.
And I first had one, but then I had to add another one. But I still, as you can see, I need more.
Yeah, you do. I was just about to say, how do you make room for when you have more?
So if they didn't make it there, I just had them sign here. You see, I had to add another one because I ran out of space.
Where's the? Oh, right here.
Yeah. So the gold means Super Bowl champion. So the guys who sign in gold, they don't want to see.
Oh, okay.
But these are all guys who helped me along my journey.
Mm-hmm.
Each one I have a story with. Contributed some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
It's the baby.
So how long have you had this mobile?
I started working on it last year during the pandemic and finished it right before Christmas, and I opened it on Christmas Eve.
So this is new.
Yeah.
Where were you before?
I was just working from my private studio.
Okay.
Or my spot at UM.
Okay. So just a little, not even a year yet that you've had this. Okay, so tell me the story behind why you chose to do the mobile during the pandemic.
Being that all the barbershops were pretty much on lockdown, I had to come up with a way like, yo, I can't just sit at home, you know, so this was, I've always wanted one of these.
Okay.
But being that I had a lot of things tied with family, I couldn't really step out in faith and be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. But the pandemic actually pushed me to do this.
Yeah.
Once that happened, it's a good story behind this Sprinter van because my close friend, Teddy Bridgewater, who plays for the Denver Broncos,
okay.
He's actually,
okay.
I put him in the center for a reason.
Okay, what's the story?
So he actually one morning texted me asking me like, yo, what would take canesbarber to the next level? This was one of the ideas I came up with, and I pitched it to him, and he surprised me with the Sprinter van. Yeah.
This Sprinter van that I'm standing right now.
It didn't look like this. It was like a regular it was a tour Sprinter van. So yeah, he literally, I went looking for one. I found one, not thinking anything of it. And I said, hey, I think I found a good Sprinter. So we both went. He sat in, he looked around. He was like, if you like it, I love it. And that's when he signed the check, and he was like, here you go, Steve. Just do your thing.
What?
And I ain't looked back since.
Oh my goodness. So you're not in a physical location anymore?
The only location that I have is at the Dolphins facility, at their new training facility.
Okay.
Which is the first NFL barbershop.
Okay, wait.
See?
The first NFL?
The first barbershop in an NFL facility.
Okay, how did that happen?
Man, being good, doing good by people, the way you carry yourself, I'm big on that. That's what I try to preach to barbers that, ask for advice. Like, the way you represent yourself, not only behind the chair, but outside of a barbershop. People look at that. You never know who's going to sit in your chair.
Yeah.
And who knows, that one moment that you have might be that
moment.
Yeah.
So where did you learn that? Or is that just who you are at the core?
Yeah, that's just who I am at the core. I'm big on, giving back. Just because I know what it feels like not having nothing. I grew up in poverty, so I'm very appreciative of friendships that I've made, or just in general being in spaces that I've never been in before. So barbering has definitely opened a lot of doors for me that I did not know I'd be here right now talking to you.
Right. So question. So did you always know you wanted to be a barber, or?
No. I mean, I always had a knack for it. being that my mom, she was a hairstylist. And yeah, she used to cut my hair. Now, she used to do it with scissors, and I didn't like it. And I used to go to school. They used to pick on me like, "Yo, you don't got no haircut." Literally, my hair is like very puffy, and I get an afro. So I was like, man, I gotta save up some money. And at the time, haircuts were like $8, but my parents couldn't afford that really. So I saved enough money, took myself to a barbershop around the corner, and I made it my thing faithfully. If not once a month, I'll save enough money to take myself again.
Wow.
But as I was sitting there, I was observing, like, how do barbers cut? Like, just very asking questions.
Yeah.
But little did I know that it would help me in the long run while I was asking those questions.
So was this your first profession, or did you start out doing something else?
I always wanted to be in law enforcement. And I was in law enforcement, but everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be in law enforcement, and I was actually working in the prison, and I ended up losing my job. Literally like 3 days before my probation was over.
Okay.
I got laid off.
Okay.
And that was like one of the lowest points in my life because I didn't know what else to do. Like I went to school for that. I went to the academy, graduated, and at the time I was like taking care of my parents, still am, but it was like everything was on me. Like, and for me to lose that job really like put me in a dark space where I didn't know what to do, and thankfully I met a player, Javarius James.
Okay.
His brother was locked up at the prison I was working at, and we became good friends. So once he saw that I got laid off, he saw that I was struggling. Parents and I got evicted from our apartment down south, and yeah, he was like, one day he asked me, "Yo, who cuts your hair?" Not thinking anything of it. I was like, "I cut my own hair."
Yeah.
They think you can line me up? I was like, "Yes, why not? Let's do it." How about that one moment was like a every week thing with me and him.
Wow.
And when he saw my situation, he was like, "How about I just bring you to campus at UM, and I just tell everybody you know how to cut hair?" And I was like,
Okay.
so that's what I did, and it took off from there.
Wow.
It took off from there, and I started from the bottom. Like, I didn't really know how to cut hair. I was just, as I was cutting, I was learning, and eventually I mastered the craft. And you know, college, it's a pipeline. Guys that graduate from there end up going to the pros.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up, you know, being where I'm at now with the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
There were some guys that got drafted by the Dolphins at the time, and they made it their, you know, mission to put me in the door with the team. And I ain't looked back since.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's almost like your brand created itself.
That's what I call myself, the barber of the athletes.